You're listening to Spaz on Wine Uncorked with host Rhonda Spaziani on greeninkradio.com.
Are you la la listening? Are you la la listening?
Hello, this is Spaz on Wine Uncorked. This is Rhonda Spaziani, your host, and today's episode is In Pursuit of the Perfect Pinot Grigio, which I've been for the last month and a half or so. I can't remember the very first bottle of Pinot Grigio I ever drank. I can't remember it, but I do remember the last one I had. It was just a couple Friday nights ago. I stopped off at home at the local package store on my way home from work on a Friday night after a brutal week. That's a totally different podcast. That's a liquor store to you non-Connecticutians. And I was in pursuit of the perfect Pinot Grigio. It's been my quest, and I'll explain why. I picked up a $20 bottle of Terlato Vineyards Pinot Grigio 2015. It's from the northeastern Italy area in the hills of Friuli, and this DOC designated gem, that's another show too, the designations, is my new very favorite Pinot Grigio. And I promise you, there's no affiliate marketing going on here. We're not making a dime off this. I'm singing this Pinot Grigio's praise simply for the love of wine and in the hopes of bringing a little deliciousness into your life too. I love Pinot Grigio, but sometimes when I'm ordering Pinot Grigio out in a restaurant, it feels a little sort of like riding a moped. It's a blast of a ride, but I really don't want anyone watching me do it. I realized I have been experiencing this little internal flinch, a little bit of embarrassment, every time I was fortunate enough to see a decent bottle of Pinot Grigio listed on a wine list. Went on to order it. I think I was worried that the restaurant staff and or my dinner companions would think I was a little bit of a wine novice with unsophisticated taste if I ordered Pinot Grigio. And I continue to have this internal little dialogue like, should I order it? Shouldn't I order it? Should I order it? Shouldn't I order it? Oh, maybe I should get the Fumé Blanc or the Sauvignon Blanc or the Arnaud Chardonnay or the Sancerre. I'll look so much more sophisticated. And then I'd still order the Pinot Grigio because I love it. So I was having this inner dialogue like, should I order Pinot Grigio? Should I not? And then I pulled it out to the light to really look at it. Like, why am I obsessing about ordering Pinot Grigio? Like kind of embarrassed, a little bit embarrassed about that. So, because I love it as a wine varietal. And after a little bit of reflection, I came to the conclusion that because it's recommended often as a starter wine, a training wheels wine, so to speak, for new wine drinkers, and it's offered because it's lively and bright and crisp, peach and citrus flavors and mineral characteristics, and new wine lovers like it because of those things, and because it's damn good. Not because it's saccharine sweet like White Zinfandel. And sorry, White Zin lovers and producers, but hey, this is my podcast and I can truthfully share my perspective to the 3 people listening. Hey, hi Dad. Hi Alicia. Hi Amy. Thanks for listening. So back to the story. Shame on more restaurants for not giving this lovely gem a pride of place on every single wine list. It's usually the mass-produced, cheaper versions that are made available to us in restaurants. And let's face it, they can be pretty damn disappointing. It's no wonder why people don't want to drink it if that's what they're being exposed to. It's like if every time you went to a restaurant and you wanted a steak, all they had was cube steak available, never filet. And so you were like, I want a steak, but I really don't want that nasty, gnarly, tough, cheap cube steak. But then on that same menu, you have the opportunity to order a filet mignon. Well, it's worth a little bit of extra money, isn't it? Same thing with a Pinot Grigio upgrade. So here's my advice to restaurants. I think all restaurants should feature higher-end Pinot Grigios and pair them with soft cheese plates and shellfish appetizers and seafood entrees and see this baby soar right off their shelves. They can have the somewhat pompous sommelier or waiter, especially recommended to millennials who are responsible for half of all wine consumption in America today. And we are the number 1 wine consuming nation in the world. We drink more wine than any other country out there. And half of that is being drank or drunk or drank to get drunk, I don't know, by millennials. So let me just tell you a brief little backstory about this fabulous varietal. Is while it's French in origin, you may see it as Pinot Gris on some shelves and Pinot Grigio on others. I'll tell you a little bit about those differences and how you can find out the difference about that in a minute. Pinot Gris originated in France, hence the Pinot Gris designation. But then it went over to the Italian shores, and once they owned it, it was renamed Pinot Grigio in the Italian style, and it was made in the lighter, less alcohol-dense, zippier version that I love so much. And apparently so does the rest of America too, because it's the 3rd most popular wine sold in the U.S. Check out our blog, Pinot Grigio, But I Love Thee, on greeninkradio.com to learn a lot more about this style of wine and the differences between Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio. Spoiler alert, they are the same, yet very different. Do I have you interested yet? If you'd like to receive notifications of our shows and blogs, sign up for our email updates too on our website. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to find out all the other shows, because we have we're a whole network, so we have a ton of other shows that are great too. So back to the wine story. I believe the road to happiness may be paved, at least in part, with the perfect Pinot Grigio. I just adore that Tolado Vineyards version. So let me go back to that Friday night. I discovered it. I came home exhausted from that brutal work week I referenced. Picked up some aged, sharp Vermont cheddar cheese at Holmberg Orchards and a couple of Granny Smith apples and paired them with Mary's Organic Vegan seeded crackers. I love those. Poured a massive glass of the Tolado Vineyards Pinot Grigio for my husband Gary and one for me as well. I put on some jazz music. Okay, Alexa, put on some jazz music. And the week faded into mere memory as each sip invited another. So I hope that you'll join me on the continuing quest for the perfect Pinot Grigio. I believe I found mine, but I'm always open to finding new great loves, and I hope you are too. Remember to go onto our website, greeningradio.com, sign up for our emails, for our blog, and our radio shows and upcoming events. Like us on Instagram and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for listening to Spaz on Wine Uncorked. Keep on listening to Green Radio to tune in to tune up.
Are you la la listening? Are you la la listening? He used to be there. He used to be there. Are you la 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 looking?
Music provided by Immunuri. For more information, check them out at imunuri.com. Thank you for listening to Spaz on Wine Uncorked. Tune into greeningradio.com to rock your best life.